Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, React and Chill. I'm Dika. So last time on Obi Wan Kenobi, we had Obi Wan follow the kidnapped Leia to the water moon of Mur. That's where they figured out that not only was it the Inquisitor head base, but that's where they took her. Reva was there trying to interrogate Leia, trying to sort of force out of her the paths. So where the path, not the pathway, but where the network was of where the Jedi were hiding, essentially, and completely destroying the whole network. I already talked about my theories regarding Reva and what sort of part she may be playing in all of this. When Obi-Wan made his way there, they found out that the base itself had, the way it was built, it was hiding something, and at the bottom it was literally like a Jedi tomb. Luckily he was able to get Leia, but Reva attached a tracking device on Lola, her little droid. So unfortunately, even though their team had lost a comrade, she said to the fifth brother that she let them get away on purpose so that, you know, she was able to track them down as they left. So now, hold on. There we go. So now it's a case of obviously Obi-Wan taking Leia back, but not just that, having to deal with Reva, because I'm sure Reva's not going to be coming alone once she tracks him down. So here we are in the penultimate episode of Obi Wan Kenobi, episode 5/part 5.
Oh, there you are.
Oh my god!
Are you ready? Grand Inquisitor.
Oh, he gave her the title. She got the promotion.
Haja,
Oh, he's here!
what are you doing here? I had nowhere else to go. That transport, I need to get it back to Alderaan. Once we get all these people out of here, I'll do whatever you want. We only have a few hours.
Oh, damn. Oh my goodness.
The controls aren't responding.
The Imperial destroyer just arrived in orbit above us.
She must have tracked us.
He'll attack next. He has no patience for siege. How do you know?
Oh, I know.
We don't need to fight them. We just need to hold them off long enough to get you all out.
The people surviving there at the moment are going to unfortunately get caught in this crossfire.
I'm going to need a ladder.
It's not playtime right now, Princess. Do as she asks. Trust me?
Yeah.
We said no communication, but your silence worries me. I don't hear from you soon. I'll head to Tatooine. Owen will need help with the boy.
So he's basically saying, just in case he's learned of the truth, just in case he realized, you know, Leia has a twin, and, you know, Bail's ready to sacrifice himself, potentially, to go to Tatooine to protect Luke, which is actually really sweet. He'll, you know, Owen will need help, whether he likes it or not.
There were 4 families. All 4 sensitive
Oh.
Inquisitors would do. 14 people died and 6 of them were children. And I couldn't do anything. Some things you can't forget. But you can fight to make them better.
She started this when she kidnapped Leia.
She did.
I'll buy as much time as I can. I could die unless you were there.
Yeah.
You're not serving him.
Oh, then it was...
You're hunting him. Let me help you.
Why would I ever trust you?
Oh, so this confirms my other theory that Reva wants... I assumed maybe she's not had an opportunity to be close to Vader, but yeah, she's hunting him too. Trying to get up the ranks, get his trust. Ah.
He was your Padawan. Why didn't you stop him? Why didn't you save us?
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Shit. Oh, my God. Oh. Oh. Oh, I knew she was going to get shot.
May the Force be with you.
Oh.
There's no way out, Master.
I like how they're using this reference of their training as what's happening in now.
You want to tell me how you got the found a weapon? There are other ways to fight.
Inform Lord Vader. Kenobi is out.
You're not bringing him to me. I'm bringing him to you.
Oh. Oof.
There. Your need for victory, Anakin, it blinds you.
Oh, yeah. I don't like that. Oh my god! Oh my dear! I forgot you could do that! Oh my god! Oh my lord! He's not on there, it's empty! Aha! I have a weapon now.
Padawan.
I'm loving this. Oh, bros! My son! Oh shit. Oh my god, double. I've got a feeling Reva's not going to survive this by herself. He is dangerous. He's gonna... oh my... I just realised something. Vader's mobility probably can't move around a lot because obviously he's got aesthetic limbs and things like that. Shit. Is he going to do that? He's going to cut her head. Oh my god.
Hello, third sister.
Obi Wan left with them. I thought he might have stayed back, but I guess, like he said, he brought Darth Vader to her, so he gave her the opportunity to enact her revenge.
Something's wrong.
Oh shit! No shit! Oh my god! Shit! That's not the badge. It's his little communicator thing. Oh, Luke! I don't even. So she picked up the little device thing that was broken that Haja dropped on the floor. I thought it was a badge. I didn't realise it was a little drive thing. His communication with Bail. She's gonna put two and two together. I was like, he'll need help with the boy. Owen was the guy on Tatooine, the farmer who had a young son. Because essentially, what is Reva gonna do with that information? Gain favour with Vader again? But Luke's position's been compromised now. Now that was episode 5, part 5 of Obi Wan Kenobi. That was such a good episode. We found out a lot of things, and a lot of things that I theorised had come to pass. First and foremost, that flashback bit we got in the beginning was so cute. You know, we saw a young Anakin Skywalker with a younger Obi Wan Kenobi before the trauma and the PTSD got poor Kenobi. But they made it back to Jabin, and now, not Rukon, Roken. Oh, too much bleach. So Roken had Roken now was planning on getting the rest of the people there off the planet and onto the other destinations. And at this point, Reva had gone up to Vader to say that, you know, my gamble paid off. They're going to the planet Jabin. And Vader had promoted her to Grand Inquisitor, which is something that she wanted, but essentially it was all a ruse to just get really close to him to get his trust. And it's something that we find out later on, which I'll talk about momentarily. So I like that when we opened up with the flashback, I don't know if they were trying to imply that it was Anakin thinking about this flashback, about the time that he used to train, or maybe essentially himself and Obi-Wan were sharing the same flashback, which is actually quite nice. Simpler times when Anakin didn't want to kill Obi-Wan Kenobi. But Anakin's plan was to sort of because it smoked them out. So using the tainted Lola, she went in and messed up some of the controls, which stopped the hangar doors, so they couldn't escape, and they were going to come in and almost like a siege. They essentially couldn't hold out a siege because they had nowhere to go, but they were going to trap them all there. So when they had come down, the two main casualties we did get, and I forgot her droid's name, but it was Tala and her droid. Tala, and also at that point sacrificing herself when she blew up the bomb to get as many of the stormtroopers. But prior to that, he wanted to sort of negotiate and speak to Reva. And this is when we find out a couple of things, which again, I mentioned the reaction, which I didn't even put two and two together. Anakin's identity would have not been something he would have been known to the wider Empire. No one would have really known unless you were there who Anakin Skywalker, aka Darth Vader, was. And it was only that point which Kenobi put two and two together and realised that she's too young to have known Anakin personally back before he became Darth Vader, but she must have been one of the younglings, or essentially one of the ones that we saw in the beginning. And that's at that point is when we realised. And there were two things, like I mentioned. One, Reva is looking to get revenge on Darth Vader for what he did and killing all the kids. And secondly, the other thing was, and it's like I mentioned, Obi Wan Kenobi, her hatred for Obi Wan Kenobi comes down to, why weren't you there to save us? We all know where Obi Wan Kenobi was at that point, because he was trying to rescue Luke and Leia and making sure Anakin never knew where they were. No, sorry, lies. Padme, protecting Padme, she was going through birth, but she still blames him for that. Nobody had come to save them, and she thought Anakin was there to save them. And she pretended that she was dead and laid among the dead bodies to make sure nobody had noticed she was still alive. So he was trying to bargain with her to say that, look, we could take him down together, and then she was a bit hesitant and worried about that. But after they had their first, again, when we lost Tala, Obi-Wan was comparing sort of what was happening and Anakin's tacticians and Anakin's strategic to the fight they were having. So that same fight, and about how Anakin always needs to prove himself, and therefore needing victory. His obsession with victory, he'd always needing to prove himself. So Obi-Wan had surrendered. He gave Hadra? Oh, why can I never say his name? Haja. He gave Haja the responsibility to look after Leia, just in case. And in the commotion, and obviously once Leia had got the doors open, she was able to get Lola, was able to take the tracker thing off her, and was able to fix the doors, the hangar doors, so they opened so they could escape. Haja went off, but he had dropped the little thing that Obi-Wan had given him, which I didn't realise at the time was like the little telepad communicator. Prior to that, Bail had contacted him to say, I haven't heard from you, just in case, I give it another couple of days. I'm worried that the kids' identities have been exposed, have been compromised, so he's going to go to Tatooine and help Owen with the boy. So he's going to look after him, or at least give him aid, because now their lives are in danger. And this is something that Reva comes across, but again, I'll discuss that momentarily. So when he goes and openly surrenders, this is what draws Darth Vader down, and they use this. And it was even at that point where Roken had asked, when he'd given his lightsaber away, Roken had asked, how are you going to fight without your weapon? And he mentioned there are other ways to fight without using a weapon. So Vader had come, and it was all almost like, again, something they might have put together, reason with Reva to say there are families and kids here. Do you want him to do the same thing? Essentially, she was like, I'm going to bring Kenobi to Vader. He was like, actually, no, I'm bringing Vader to you. And, he was trying to tell her, he's so obsessed with me, he ain't going to notice that you're trying to get him or anything like that. So Vader comes down, he comes into the main bit where the hangar was, and oh my god, that scene was incredible. Where you see him literally bringing down the ship and breaking it apart. But again, it was just a distraction to help him use up his power a bit, because their ship was right behind them and they flew up to escape. I didn't realise Obi-Wan was actually on that ship, but it also meant that Reva had the opportunity to go toe-to-toe with Vader. I, unfortunately, didn't think Reva would stand a chance, because this is Darth Vader. This is Anakin Skywalker. He's, we could see his powers are quite amazing. And in the end, he ended up stabbing her, and he did say that, you don't, why, how could you not think I didn't see this coming, youngling? He does recognize who she is, he knows who she is, and he even said that it was wise of Obi-Wan to use you against me. So he didn't kill her straight away. Even when she got her spinning blade thing out, he broke it in half, so they were going to have a duel, essentially. And we also find out the original Grand Inquisitor was still alive. So he was talking about how using your rage was first an advantage, because, sometimes revenge does give people wills to live, but now it's becoming tiresome, basically, so we're going to leave you in the gutter. They left. That's when Reva comes across the little device showing Bale's message. Now, again, it was funny, because even as they were up in the air, Rukon had mentioned that their hyperdrives were down, so they couldn't go through hyperspace. They can't, go super speed. But the Empire ship was right behind them, and at that point, it was almost as if Obi-Wan could sense what was happening down on Jabim, with Reva coming into contact with that information. So I don't know what she's going to do with that. Vader no longer is going to really trust her. What is that got to do with anything? She's just come into the implication of this child is of importance. She probably doesn't know why or what, but I'm wondering, because we now know Reva was one of the younglings, would she have known that Padme was pregnant? Does she know Anakin to the point where she knew he had a wife and he had does she know that much? Oh shit, this child is, could it be? I don't know. But again, I don't know what she'll be doing with that information, as she's currently out of favor with Vader. And even though Obi-Wan could feel it, he could sense something was wrong, he tried to put it down to nothing. At this moment in time, his main aim is to get Leia back to her father, Bale. So now I'm just wondering, what is this, and they're tailing them at this moment in time. So I don't know if the Empire ship will be able to catch up to theirs. Their ships are much more faster, much more advanced. And what does this mean for essentially the future for young Luke with Reva? Because she wasn't dead, and I think they left her out to bleed, but I don't think she's dead completely. So I wonder if they'll be able to answer that in the final episode. But that was it. This is a good episode. I definitely believe we're going to have some final showdown between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. The first one, Obi-Wan was still trying to get over his trauma, and I forgot to mention there was a really good part Tyler mentioned about when she was working with the Empire, and they were gathering families that were force sensitive, and they were shooting all these people. She mentioned how it's hard to forget the past, which it is, but you need to fight for their future, for the fact that every family she gets through, it's almost as if it's not going to change what she did and what she was involved with, unfortunately, but the fight is much more stronger than that. And I think that was kind of a nice parallel between her and Obi-Wan, because he needs to forget the past. He needs to fight for the families that are here now. You can't change the past, but you need to be able to move forward. And I'm hoping that would help Obi-Wan in terms of what his internal struggles and what he's going through. But that was it. Next time is going to be the finale. I'm excited to see how we're going to wrap this short segment up. It's a shame. I don't know if there's going to be talks of another season, series 2. However, the Star Wars world is so vast, so big. There are so many things that could be done between the movies, and so many things that can happen. So I'm really excited to see what happens in the finale. And if you did like this video, don't forget to give me a like, and as always, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.